Beautiful day out here today. We're going to do a little bit more work on the interior of the Xterra, but we're going to move it. First, we need to move this piece of junk out of the way, park it right here. We're all set up. Here's what we're doing. We're taking these front seats out. I'm going to take these risers off. We really don't like the way they feel. The seats need to be cleaned. It's a beautiful, sunny, windy day today. This one actually has all kind of slack in it. I think it actually came loose, the actual cover itself. So we're going to get that on there good. Gonna clean them up really well and then put them back in. Seats are out. This one I had not taken out before, so we're going to clean all that. Also going to clean the back of this because I've got what everybody usually is missing in these, and that's the rear cup holder. Okay, that's as clean as it's going to get. Let's do the install. Oh, there's one already in there. This one's just missing the cover. Huh, interesting. Oop. Well, that wasn't what I wanted to do. Let me figure this out. All right, got that out. I've never had one where part of it stayed in. So we got that out, and we can now put in the new one. It's a little bit lighter gray, but I'll live with it. While I'm back here with the cleaner, I'm going to take care of these seat bracket covers. And that way, when we put the seat back in, they're just ready to go back on. All right, we've got this all cleaned up and vacuumed. I was able to get this out just a little bit. It's under the seat, so it doesn't really matter. Got this really nice, so we're going to move on to the seats. We're going to try the headrest first. It's kind of dirty. We're going to put some orange force on it. It's a degreaser and cleaner, and then we'll use the brush and then shop vac. All right, I wanted to video these out in the sun before I bring them in the shade to clean them. This is the passenger seat. Pretty filthy. And here's the driver's seat. Got most of the staining, I guess, between the legs where you're sitting, and over on the side. Passenger seat, most of the staining is up here where somebody would grab when they're in the back seat to get in or out, and by the cup holders. So I'm going to bring these in the shade, see if we can get all this out. Front seats are clean, out here drying. I did get most of the staining off. I see one here now that it's out here. I might try to get that out. But for the most part, they kind of maybe look blotchy in the video because of they're not finished drying. But once they dry, they'll lighten up, and we'll have some clean seats. And now for the back seats. These are much worse than the front ones are. You can just pull these up, then these two tabs, then you can pull the seat bottom completely out. All right, all the seats are out, and the back is not horrible. There's two little spots, but I'll just go ahead and clean these since everything's out of the way. Then we'll vacuum and get the inside all back together. While I have the seats out and they're over there drying in the sun, I'm gonna take the gauge cluster out because there's a TPMS sensor light that stays on, and if you know anything about these Frontiers and Xterras, that's pretty common. So I am going to take this out and I'll show you how we're going to turn that light off. There's only a few Phillips screws to take out to get to this gauge cluster. One down here, one behind here, right there. Then this comes off. Got a little plug here for your mirrors. Unplug that. You can actually just leave that hanging. You don't need to take that off. Got a screw here, one here, And that takes all of this off. Your key ring. Oh, there's a screw here as well. Already all the way down. A little hard to get that out. We'll work it out of there. Now we take the 4 screws out that are holding it in. Comes out, and there is only one plug, and that's it, just like that. I broke these, but we'll be okay.
Take a look around the channel. We've got a Ferrari series, we've got guitars, we've got cruises, we've got local cars and coffee.
All right.
Hear the melody, hum it in your head.
Here is where the TPMS sensor light is. All we're going to do is cover it with some Gorilla Tape. Make sure you cover only the hole where the TPMS sensor is. And there's no way we're going to see that light flash through this tape. Put it back together. Make sure you don't move your needles, don't take them off, but make sure that your reset pin is indexed into the right spot. Click it all back together. And let's get this dirty thing clean. Make sure you don't let any of the liquid seep in through the opening where your reset pin is. All right, and that is all I'm going to do to stop that TPMS sensor light from flashing. I'm going to clean up the rest of these interior pieces and put it back in. It's the opposite of taking it out. Back together and as clean as ever. I have never seen this look this clean. But look at this. Dirty, nasty. I could clean it, but I have a better idea. Look at this. Fresh from Japan. Or China, I don't know. Clean. Now the difference with this one has a fog light off and on. This vehicle does not have fog lights, but Nissan wires them up and the plugs are up front behind the bumper. All you have to do to make them work is, of course, install lights at the bumper and plug them up. But you take this stock out, put this one in, now your fog lights will work. To change the stalk out, all you have to do is take off these 3 Phillips underneath. This bottom piece will come out. The top piece, really hard to get out, so you kind of just pop that up out of the way. And then you squeeze the connector on here, and right here, and comes right out. Plug this one in. I had to get a pry tool and kind of put it in there just to break it apart. But that's fine. That can stay like that. This can stay like this. You squeeze these two, and it comes right out. Simple as that. I did it with one hand, with my arm, through the steering wheel. Let's put the other one in. If you want to see what that looks like, it literally just snaps right in there. And now, when we install our fog lights, they will work. Seats are all dried. They've been sitting in the sun for a couple hours. Everything in here is clean. We're going to get these seats put back in. We will be done with the interior. And here we go, guys. Clean everywhere. I have never seen this vehicle this clean. I tried to get these creases out, but this happens on every Xterra and Frontier. I have the cushion as tight as it will go. Well, the cover, it's clipped all around now, but this is still here. So I guess that's just from the underneath cushion, the cushion itself, I guess, collapsing, and this is just getting a crease in it, but that's fine. Interior is now finished. Every video we have from now on, unless we change something in here, will be on the exterior. We've got a lift kit coming up. We've got paint correction. We've got an alignment, and we've got those fog lights that we can now control with the stock wiring and the stock switch. So I hope you guys are out there keeping your vehicles clean. This one was never clean for me. I got it from a tow yard, so it was filthy. Now that this is installed and we can control fog lights, the wiring is up behind the bumper. So let's put the fog lights in. Here is the fog light kit we will be using. Fog lights still in the boxes, left and right. They come with the mounting rings, some clips and screws. This one actually came with a pretty nice switch that fits in the Xterra blank plates that you can pop one out and put this in, and the wiring harness. But we are using none of that since we have our stock replacement multi-function switch, I guess is the technical term for it. But these lenses are clear and I want them yellow. So I ordered some tint. We're gonna make these lenses yellow and then put them in the Xterra. It is thicker than I thought. I thought it would be paper thin like window tint, but it is not. It's a little thicker. It came with a squeegee and a razor blade. It came in a roll. I have a lot of this, so more than I'll need. So I cut a square. We're gonna put that on and then cut around it and take off the excess. I learned two things on this first attempt. Number one, there's a backing, of course, the sticker part where you peel it off and it's sticky, but then also on the film side, there's like a saran wrap feeling cover over it, and it doesn't allow you to run the squeegee over it too well. But second of all, it's a curved glass, and I kind of thought this would happen. Didn't know if it would really conform to it, so it's got creases in it. So I've got a heat gun. I'm going to get that out, peel this off, and try this again. Using the heat gun is absolutely the way to do this. Just have it here on the side of the table. I peeled both layers off and just had the tint, held it with 4 fingers, kind of held it open, put it in front of the heat gun for a little while, and it just conformed. And just need to cut off the excess now. One down, one to go. This one's got a lot of air bubbles in it. I don't know if you can see that. But if the next one doesn't have air bubbles, I'll probably redo this one. And if they're in there, oh well, that's fine. I've tried multiple different ways, even soapy water, but nothing seems to get all the air bubbles out. This one is worse. This was the first one I did. I tried this one maybe 6 times, and this is the best I could get it. This was with no water and just really heating up the film and stretching it on there. I'll just deal with the air bubbles, but I guess they probably will be hard to see once it's on the Xterra. Now, if your Xterra Frontier doesn't come with fog lights, it comes with this cover. I'm just gonna pop that out. The hole is there already. I've seen people take the bumpers off to do this, but I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna put it up on some ramps and turn the wheel to the right to work on this side, take off a few Phillips screws, and you can get to it from there. The bumper is easy to get off, but I really just don't want to. We are up on ramps, got the wheel turned, got the 2 bottom screws out and the 2 side screws, and you can pull it out of the way. If you look in there, I don't know if you can see, but here is our factory wiring, just taped up out of the way. These fog lights have a mounting ring that goes in there, and then the fog light itself will mount to the ring. Now once you've got access and this is now popped out. Here's your mounting bracket. It's going to come from the back. This little nub right there goes into this slot right here. And then you are going to need, out of your bag of hardware, you're going to need one of these clips, one of these clips, and the screw that goes in it. Up here, I don't know if you can see, there's a tab right there. That's where this is going to go. Okay, we are in there. The writing goes towards the back of the vehicle. Your clip goes in here through the front. Now you mount your fog light to the mounting ring and then put this into place and put the one screw into here. We are mounted. I made sure to put the little tab in first on this bottom left side and then put the clip in on the driver's side. I put the screw in. It's pretty good and tight, but finger tight. I'm going to get a 10mm wrench, reach up there and tighten it up. We are tight. We are mounted. All that's left is just to plug it up. And now when we turn the switch on inside, we should get fog light. And there we have it. Yellow fog lights, and I can see all the air bubbles, but oh well. Now let's do the passenger side and we will be done. I wondered if leaving the tire turned this way would give me more space, and it sure does. So probably a better idea to turn your wheel out on the side that you're working on. What I didn't show you earlier is I actually broke the mounting tab for the other side, but they are identical. They're made to be switched from driver to passenger. So on the passenger side, we don't need this hole here, we need this one. So I was able to break it by accident, of course, and then still use it on the passenger side. We are ready to go in, and don't forget, guys, to put the tab into the slot first before you click it into place. I am not going to lie to you guys, this passenger side was harder to get it mounted. I could not get to that mounting screw easily, so I had to dismount the fog light from the mount and use a stubby 10mm to get up there from in here and tighten it up, probably a quarter turn at a time. But now I can get the fog light in and screw it into the mount. All right, the only thing left to do is plug it up, and here's our wire, just taped up, just like the other side. And we are done. Let's test it and put this fender liner back in place. All right, guys, here you go. I've shown you can do fog lights on an Xterra without taking the grill or bumper off. And that's it for this video. We've shown you how to clean your seats, and it's much easier to take them out. We've shown you how to install the factory fog light switch. We've also shown you how to install fog lights without removing the bumper. I think we're done for the interior. I might want to do some LED lights for all the dome lights, but we'll do that another time. We will get some new floor mats at some point to cover up all that bad carpet in the back. That's why I really haven't cleaned it yet. Everything I do on this Xterra, I will show you guys. So stay tuned for that, and until then, buckle up, put it in gear, and drive it.